Hi, everyone, and welcome to Criterion Connection. I'm Wade.
And I'm Joe.
And I'm a little sleepy right now,
Why?
so if I'm very mellow, apologies.
Why are you sleepy?
Because I was watching a movie last night. Today's movie.
Oh, you were watching today's movie last night?
Yes. It's a busy week.
Mm-hmm.
So we were going, so last week we did Bottle Rockets, and now I want to go back in time like 60 years. In a different country.
Yeah, we're doing one we wanted to do a long time ago.
Yes.
That barely gets bumped off the list every time.
Yes.
So we finally got it out of the way.
It's going to be an interesting search.
You already see what the title is down below.
It is M by Fritz Lang in 1931. Yes. Yes, and I watched apparently there's different editions of it, but I watched the 110-minute one.
Right. That was the one that Criterion released back in 2000-ish.
Yeah.
I think. I forgot which cut it is. Because there's a few different cuts of the film.
Yeah.
I think it's like an amalgamation of like the English version and the French version or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But they re-released it again in 2010 with a different, slightly, like, I guess it's more restored. Because I watch, my DVD's actually a little older than his.
Yes.
And it has some problems that probably got fixed more recently.
I wouldn't know, but...
Well, there's like, you see like a tear in the film that was like kind of taped back together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little more restored. I bet like if they do a Blu-ray edition, it's going to be more restored.
I mean, there is a Blu-ray edition. It came out in 2010.
Forgive me. Yes, this is kind of like for 1931, it's like kind of like
same year as Dracula, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, like
right?
it's an interesting like movie because of the subject matter.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting because it's 1930. I'm not really sure of my 1931 cinema, but I don't think they ever dealt with stuff like this as often.
It was pretty. I don't want to say that it's provocative, but I mean it's something that really brings up an important idea in society. That's what the movie does, and I mean one of the things the plot is around a child murderer who is kind of lurking in the shadows of this. Is it an unnamed city or?
I think it's unnamed. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a city in Germany, and there's this child murderer who keeps stalking and killing these children, and we're 8 or 9 victims in when the movie starts. And so the public is very outraged.
It starts with its kids with like the elimination kind of game.
Oh, the eeny, meeny, miny, mo kind of thing. Yeah, that's pretty haunting.
Yeah.
Because like a lot of, like, I don't know why, but it's a very morbid kind of nursery rhyme.
Yeah.
And basically that's when you find the next victim is around that point. And you already can kind of figure who the killer is.
They kind of give it away. Almost immediately.
Yeah, because they do the silhouette shot where his shadow is on the wanted poster.
Yeah. And
then that kid, like, I really like the way they did it too. The ball bouncing by itself and then the balloon flying off. Like, I don't know, that might have been kind of the start of the ball bouncing by itself in the frame. That might have been the start of that, as far as I know. It's the earliest movie I've seen with that little trope in it.
Yeah. Which is a trope we see all the time now.
Oh yeah, it's a big thing now. Particularly like anything involving like it.
Yeah, and the balloon. Yeah, that happens sometimes. Not as often as the ball, but.
But the movie, it's really slow to begin with. It's kind of setting up everything, and it takes a long time. Where you have the pressure from people on the politicians and the police force, and how taxed the police force is at this point because they're working round the clock. Like the chief says, like my officers are getting 12 hours of sleep a week,
it's a serious issue that the mob is getting involved.
Yeah, the underworld gets involved a little later, and that's when things start picking up a little more.
Yes.
Is when you start finding out that, the police are doing all these raids on these, like, underworld joints, gambling joints, prostitution rings, all that stuff, and it's hurting their business. So now they have more of an incentive. They're like, there's something that needs to be done because we can't keep getting raided. We'll be out of business.
So they get the homeless people.
And so eventually they decide they're going to catch the killer themselves because the police obviously aren't. And it's a really cool, like, both sides and figuring out who it is at the same time.
Yeah.
That was in another movie, and I can't remember what it is now. Man, it's just going to bug me. But it was a movie I really liked, like, that came out within the last, like, 20 years. Where like, two different groups of people who are looking for the same person find out around the same time and figure it out. Like, police through dogged, searching and thinking of ideas and finally narrowing it down. Maybe that could have been shortened a little bit, how much their investigation was in it.
Yeah.
And the underworld doing their version of it, having the beggars throughout the city keep an eye on the children.
Yeah.
Which is a really interesting idea.
Cool. Especially in, like, this is in 1931, so it was made in 1930 probably, Germany. And, this is, like, after World War One, and everyone's kind of, paranoid.
Weimar Germany, yeah.
Everyone's paranoid, scared of everything, with money and stuff.
Well, they're also dealing with the Marshall Plan and everything at that point.
Yeah.
Where, because they were the losers of World War One, they had to foot the bill for everybody.
Yeah.
And kind of put their economy on real fragile footing, which set the stage for years later.
Yeah.
But it's just really interesting to see the way this movie worked and kind of the questions it brings up in society. And it's so applicable to nowadays, too. It really is. Where the end, because you have Peter Lorre putting in a great performance,
yeah.
And it's obvious to see that he's going to be a big star, and finding out later that he not only he did the English version, and he could have done the French version, but they didn't. They dubbed him for some reason.
Yeah.
He speaks both English and French, and you're like, this guy can do whatever he wants at this point.
Yeah.
Like, he's gonna go. He comes to America, and he's in a lot of movies. As a supporting star, but he does a great job, and his monologue at the end where you kind of get everything setting into place, like everybody's been hunting him, and he gets captured by the criminals, and he calls them out. He's like, you do crimes because you want to, and you're too lazy to do things the right way.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm a murderer because I can't help it.
It deals with a lot of
mental illness, and kind of lynch mob mentality that people get.
Yeah.
And it's just, it brings up a whole lot of issues. And the very end, you have the mothers at the courtroom where they talk about how we just need to watch our kids
a
little closer. And I'm like, well, that's definitely part of it. And I think that's a good observation, but still, it just brings up a lot of questions, and it doesn't really do much for answers.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really,
we just assume.
It's a real tight kind of movie towards that last half.
Yes.
And it's really well done.
Yeah, like the last act is the best part of the movie.
Yeah.
It's the most, you said the tightest, I think the most interesting.
Mm-hmm.
The first two acts are very just slow.
Yeah, when you get into it, it takes a while to get going. It's slowly getting there, and it's really laying the groundwork for what the footing is for the rest of the movie when things start churning.
Yeah, almost.
But
dozed off several times.
Yeah, that investigation takes a long time, and it's kind of setting all these things in motion. And I think that's just, at this point, Fritz Lang is really getting used to... I mean, this is his first sound film. We didn't even bring that up yet. But it's him kind of working with, like, pacing and trying to work that out. Because that's another thing. Like, Metropolis is a big movie everybody cites. And I feel that's slow at a lot of points.
Yeah.
And I think it's him really working that out. But it's a really good film, and it's brilliantly written.
Yes. So buy, rent, or skip?
I would say it's a buy. I really love the end. I think that overcomes all the weaknesses in it. I really love seeing Fritz Lang experiment with scene transitions and like camera placement. Although I don't think it really worked with the under the desk cam at one point. Just staring straight into the inspector's crotch.
Yeah, I don't.
But there's other great ones, like where there's the scene where they lift up into the window and stuff like that. A lot of really cool stuff like that. The acting is solid.
I kind of forgot about the under the desk cam. And now I'm like, that was weird.
I love Peter Lorre in this. I love what's his name? Der Schranker. The safecracker guy.
Yeah.
The head mob guy. And I really loved his character too.
I like when the mob they're at that round table.
Oh yeah.
And then it ends with them pointing and like this people just doing this to each other, and I'm like, what the fuck?
But yeah, I think it's a buy. I think it's a solid I think it's on. I think it's a good buy.
I would say rent.
You will say rent? Okay.
I don't think I love this movie as much as you did.
Uh-huh.
I think the last act is great, but I don't know if it was worth the 2 acts. You know what I mean? I don't think the payoff was what I wanted, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'd say rent. I think it might be a couple more watches. Maybe it was the time I watched it. Well, I did watch it at like 11 o'clock last night, so it may have been that. It might have been. It just wasn't for me. I don't know.
I think this movie, I think it would be even. I think it'd be considered one of the greatest films of all time if they maybe if they had tightened it up a little bit, like if they took out about 15 to 20 minutes.
Yeah. If
you got it closer to that 90-minute mark, I think this movie would be really hard to touch.
Yeah.
In the widespread is this the greatest film of all time debate. And I think if you tighten it up a little bit, I think you're real close at that point.
Yeah. Yeah. So what do you think about M? I keep on thinking it's M for murder. Well, it is. But, I keep on saying that. Dial M for murder. I keep on thinking that. So, say something in the comments below.
Or other Fritz Lang movies.
Yeah.
There's a couple more, I think, on the collection. I think you got the Dr. Mabuse stuff. There's the Ministry of Fear as well, one of his American films. So definitely let us know what you think about it. Fritz Lang and his films, and this one in particular. Like the video if you like it.
Yeah.
Share it.
Yeah.
Spread the word.
Yes.
Let's have a good time.
Yes.
Anything else you want to say?
I love you.
We love you.
Yes. I have nothing else. I'm zonked out right now. I'm tired. So.
Well, definitely check out Condish on all the other social media. We're on Facebook and all that.
Yes.
Hit subscribe to the channel if you want to get more of these videos. Hit the bell if you want to get notifications every time we post something.
There's a new show coming out. I think I might do it the 15th maybe. It's called a D-Movie Den. It's a similar style movie. We talk about movies, but a little differently. We talk about movies in the craft. In that movie, in D-Movie Den, we watch a bunch of D movies and just be like, oh my god. Oh my god.
We do Criterion because it's supposed to be some of the best.
Yeah.
The art of film, and D-Movie Den is the fart of films.
The what?
The fart. The farta films.
The farta films.
Yeah. The ones that didn't quite live up to the potential. Whether they're good or not, whether they're enjoyable or not.
Yeah.
They're not quite the high art that Criterion likes to put out.
Yeah.
Their end. I know you might disagree with the Solo review. Please check that
Basically,
out.
Criterion's like, oh, you want to learn about craft and filmmaking and stuff like that. This one's more like, oh my god, this movie is just craziness.
Yeah.
And maybe a few beers are involved.
And there's other shows on the channel as well. So check those out.
Soundcheck will be completed. The AFI season will be completed. Scott is coming. I shouldn't say that because he might bail again. I don't know. So that's gonna be finished, and that'll be the end of season 1 of Condish soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna do more down the road, but yeah, a lot of stuff on YouTube going on. Yeah.
And don't forget to listen to the podcast, by the way.
Yes.
So.
Yes. Okay.
I'm Joe.
And I'm Wade.
And we will see you later.